The email came on a Tuesday at 9:47 a.m. Subject line: "Congratulations on your outstanding performance bonus." I start on my screen and leave them 3 times to make sure I wasn't hallucinating. 85,085 euros, 000 rows. The biggest bonus in the history of my department. For 4 years I had been leading the European project. For 4 years, 16 constant working days, missed holidays, and a life out of a suitcase in 6 different countries. 4 years in which I had built something out of nothing and turned a weakening department into the fastest growing area of the company, and they had noticed it. Finally. I was really screaming loudly in my apartment. My neighbor probably thought I was about to be murdered, but I didn't care. I had made it. Really managed. The money would be on my account in 2 business days. I immediately called my parents. Because that's what you do when something great happens, right? You share it with the family. "Mom, you don't believe it. I got the bonus, the big one I told you about." A pause then. "That's wonderful. Honey, listen. Your dad and I need to talk to you about something. Can you come over this weekend?" Something about her voice sounded strange, but I was too excited to pay attention to it. "Of course we can celebrate." "Yes," she said slowly. "We can celebrate." I should have known by now, should have heard the strange undertone, but I was too busy imagining what I wanted to do with the money. Pay off my car, finally book a holiday in Greece, maybe even look for your own apartment instead of renting further. I had worked so damn hard for it. Saturday came and I drove to my parents' house with a bottle of champagne and an idiotic permanent grin. My sister Emma's car was parked in the driveway. Unexpected. She came to family gatherings only when there was something for her to pick up. At the age of 28, she found herself, which apparently meant jumping back and forth between part-time jobs and living mifre with our parents. I entered, and everyone was already sitting in the living room, my parents on the sofa. Emma was in the armchair, and she looked complacent. No, that could not be. There she is. "Yes," my father said with exaggerated cheerfulness. "Our success story. Sit down, darling." My mother pointed to the empty chair. "We have exciting news." I sat down with the champagne bottle still in my hand. "Okay?" My father cleared his throat. "So as you know, Emma is having trouble gaining a foothold properly, and we thought about how to provide her with a stable future." Red flags went up in my head, but I pushed them away. Okay, now my mom got involved. "You're always talking about investments and wealth building and all these financial things. Yes, we have taken your advice." She clapped her hands enthusiastically, as if announcing a surprise party. "We bought Emma an apartment." The champagne bottle almost slipped out of my hand. "Yeah, what?" Emma finally spoke. Her voice dripped with false modesty. "It's just a little thing. 2 rooms in the city center. Nothing special. Nothing special." A 2-room apartment in the city center cost at least 250,000 euros. That's... wow. How did you do that? I looked at my parents. They had been complaining about money for years. Only 3 months ago I had helped them with the property tax. My father smiled. "Well, that's the point. We used your company bonus." The room became silent except for the noise in my ears. "Excuse me. What?" "Your bonus," my mother repeated slowly, as if I was hard of comprehension. "The 85,000 euro. We used it as a down payment, so the majority of it. The bank has approved the mortgage on the basis of our income, and Emma will pay the monthly installments with her new job." I couldn't breathe. "Does my bonus mean? How did you?" "Oh, you gave us access to your account years ago. Do you remember?" she said. "When you were traveling so much and we were supposed to manage some bills for you, I had during the 6-month project in Spain when I needed someone to supervise my rent. After that, I had switched everything to automatic payment and completely forgot that they still had access." "You took my money." My voice sounded strange. "We borrowed it," my father corrected. "It is an investment in the family." "An investment in Emma, do you think?" "Do not be so," snapped my mother. "That's exactly why we did this, to teach you not to be so selfish." I laughed. I couldn't help it. A sharp, bitter laugh that made everyone wince. "Selfish? I'm selfish." "You have enough money," Emma said, looking at her fingernails. You are constantly talking about your salary and benefits. You don't need it as much as I do. I earned this money. For 4 years I have, and we raised you for 18 years, my father interrupted. I think we have earned a little return on this investment. Don't you think so? I'll start them. These people I had helped countless times. I had paid for my father's new roof, my mother's car. Emma was given countless loans that never came back. So that was to teach me not to be selfish, I repeated slowly. Exactly. My mother nodded in relief. You have to learn that family comes first, that you can't keep your money to yourself while your sister is fighting. Emma was grinning now. Really grinned. Something tore in me. I have to go, I said, and got up, my legs shaking. But we haven't celebrated yet, my mother protested. I made your favorite cake. Yes, I said quietly. I don't feel like partying today. I went out, got in the car, drove home as if on autopilot, and then I looked at my bank account. That's when I started laughing, really laughing. The kind of laughter that makes your tears run down and your stomach hurt and you can't stop, even though there's actually nothing funny. Because the account they had looted, the one I had added them to years ago, that wasn't my main account. It was my old account from the time before my promotion. The account that I had left open but barely used, only for a few old standing orders that I had never changed. My actual salary, which I had tripled after the promotion 2 years ago, went to a completely different account, an account you didn't know about. And my bonus, these wonderful, hard-earned 85,000 world draw, they were in my main account, untouched, every single euro, exactly where it should be. I checked the old account. They had withdrawn 73,000 euros, literally every euro that was left there. By old nest egg, built up from my previous salary back when I only earned a third of what I earn today. They had completely taught it in the belief that they had taken my bonus, but in reality, they had only taken money that I hardly had on the screen anymore. Money that makes up maybe 6 weeks of my salary today. I laughed until I cried. Or I cried until I laughed. I didn't know anymore. I didn't call her. I did not write back. I did not respond to my mother's cheerful news in the evening. Hope you are feeling better. Family is a red heart forever. Instead, I called my bank immediately on Monday morning. Hi, I need to remove some people from my account. Actually, all of them. Then I called a lawyer. So hypothetically, I started when someone takes money from an account to which, although he is entitled, but uses it for himself without the consent of the account holder. What do you call that? Well, the lawyer said cautiously, authorized users, as a rule, are allowed to conduct transactions. But if it's a big withdrawal, especially against your will or without your knowledge and for your own benefit, then it will be difficult. It could be considered financial exploitation or theft. Did you have an agreement on what you could use the account for? Bills, I said. Only bills, no down payment for apartments. Then maybe you have a case. How much is it about? 73 euros. He whistled softly. This is way over the limit for a crime. But with families, this quickly becomes ugly and expensive. How expensive? 10 euros at the beginning. Probably another 20,000 euros if it goes to court. And such cases often drag on for years. I thanked him and put down 30,000 euros to get back maybe 73,000 euros that I didn't even need. Years of drama, right? I smiled. 3 days later, my mother called. Honey, we're having a little housewarming party for Emma this weekend. You absolutely have to come. Look at how your money helped your sister. My money? Well, the family's money, you know. Anyway, Emma is so excited. She has already bought furniture. Can you believe that she found a vintage room for only 3,000 euros? 3,000 euros for furniture, although she should actually make mortgage payments. Sure, I said. I'm coming. Wonderful. And maybe bring a gift, something nice for the apartment. I smiled. Oh, I'm bringing something very special. Don't worry. On Saturday, I arrived at Emma's new apartment at a beautiful 2-room apartment with high ceilings and original wooden floors, which should have cost more 300,000 euros than 250,000 euros with a gift bag. Everyone was there, my parents, my aunt and uncle, a few of Emma's friends. Bunny. Congratulations, Emma cake, champagne. My mother rushed towards me. "You're here. What did you bring with you?" "Just something that will help Emma with her new apartment," I said sweetly. "Should I give it to her now?" "Yes, all Lord here. The sister has a gift." I gave the bag to Emma. She pulled the paper aside, reached in, and pulled out a stack of papers. "What's this?" "That," I said loud enough that everyone heard it, "is an invoice. Over €73,000 plus interest. The money that you and our parents stole from my account." The room fell silent. "Stolen," my father hissed. "We were authorized for bills, not for apartments." "I talked to a lawyer. What you have done is called financial exploitation, and this is a criminal offense." My mother's face turned white. "You wouldn't do that." "Oh, I absolutely would. But here's the point." I smiled. "I will not file a complaint." "Do you know why?" No one said anything. "Because the money you took wasn't my bonus. My bonus is safely on my main account, which you do not have access to and will never have again. The account you taught was my old nest egg. Money that I didn't even need." I could see how my father was calculating in his head. His face changed from confusion to realization and then to panic. "So here's what's going to happen," I continued. "You're paying me back the money. All. You can pay monthly installments, €1,000 per month for the next 6 years or so. With interest, of course. I'm not a bank, but I'm not a welfare either. Let's say 5% annually. Sounds fair?" "We can't afford that." My mother gasped. "Then Emma can sell the apartment, or you take out a loan." "I honestly don't care how you do it. This is ridiculous." Emma finally brought her voice back. "You're just being petty." "Petty? You stole from me to teach me not to be selfish. I'm just teaching you about consequences. Think of it as a life lesson. We are family." My mother was crying now. "Exactly. We are family. And family does not steal from each other. Family doesn't take 4 years of hard work away from you and just give it away. Family does not call you selfish if you are the only one who has ever helped someone." I pulled another paper out of my pocket. "This is a payment plan. You can sign it now or I will send you an official letter from the lawyer. Your decision." My father looked at the paper as if it were a snake. "And if we don't sign, then I'll file a complaint for financial exploitation. You'll probably get fines, maybe jail, and Emma is guaranteed to lose the apartment if it comes out in court that the deposit was stolen. And then you have a criminal record. So your choice." The room was quiet. Only my aunt whispered very quietly, "Oh my God." My father took a pen with a trembling hand. I left this celebration with a signed payment schedule and a strangely light feeling. The first payment came a week later. €1,000 deposited into my account with the note, "Allspice 1 on 3. I donated it to a scholarship for women in business. The second payment came the next month. I also donated them. Every month, like clockwork, €1,000 turned up, and every month I continued to donate them to scholarships, women's shelters, youth programs, financial education courses. They paid me back 4 years of hard work that they wanted to take away from me, and I used the money to help people who really needed it. People who have been convinced that they are selfish just because they want to be successful. People who were kept small by their families, who saw their success as a self-service store." Now 8 months have passed. My mother sends me howling voice messages every few weeks and asks me to forgive them. My father no longer talks to me at all. Emma posts on social media about her gorgeous apartment, but I noticed that she took a second job. Apparently, a mortgage is for an apartment that you cannot actually afford. Pretty hard. My aunt called me last month, said I was cruel. The family must forgive. I told her that family shouldn't steal one either, but apparently we work with different definitions. The funny thing is, I could have just left it. The $73,000 meant nothing to me financially. I'll earn that in a few months now. My real bonus is safely invested and is growing wonderfully. But principles mean something. They wanted to teach me not to be selfish. Instead, they taught me that some people take everything from you and call it love. That some consider your success to be their ATM. That family can be the most dangerous word in the world when used as a weapon. They also taught me that sometimes the best revenge is not anger, but consequences. I got another promotion last month. VP of European Operations with an entry bonus of €150,000. I didn't tell them. I bought a beautiful apartment for myself. 3 bedrooms, balcony overlooking the river, everything I dreamed of here. Paid in cash, no mortgage, no conditions, no other name on the land register. And every month, when your payment is received, I smile and donate it to someone who deserves a real chance. Someone whose family believes in him instead of taking advantage of him. My real bonus, this is not the money in my account, but knowing who I can really trust and who I can't. And this is worth more than any apartment.